Do you know what business owners really have a hard time with? Almost to the point of having a negative reaction to coaching.
What's that?
Is when we mention that they need to treat themselves like with a higher standard and starting with front of the plane, back of the car.
Yes.
Right?
They get tweaked with that one.
Front of the plane, back of the car. So what does that mean? That means that, and this was true for both you and I, for you first and then me, because I obviously was a mentee of yours. When Bob Proctor said to you, you can only fly first class.
Right.
Moving forward.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
So here, this is very interesting. The first time I flew first class was not me paying for it. Somehow or another, I got an upgrade to sit behind Bob Proctor on a flight out to one of his seminars. I hadn't even met him yet. It was the craziest thing. But the first time that I had to pay for it, I felt like I was the biggest heel. My mind just kept firing, you're doing something wrong. This is irresponsible. Who do you think you are? I did not have the ability to really increase my income at that time either. So it was charging it. I was charging what would seem like this is something that you don't need. This is excess. This is wrong. This is irresponsible. You know, everything in my mind fired off that it was wrong. So I ordered a drink.
Took the edge off with the
Took
drink.
the edge off. That's what I did.
Yeah. When I first started coaching with you, it was also, you need to fly first class. And that wasn't the first time I'd flown first class. My mom used to be a consultant, and she would fly from Wisconsin to California on a really regular basis. So she had a ton of miles, right? So
Nice.
if we flew together, she would upgrade us both to fly first class. Now, we never flew far, so it was a small plane. You know, really, it was basically a little bit bigger seat, and you get warm cookies, but nobody else got warm cookies,
Right.
only first class, right? So when you said fly first class, there was a piece of me that was really excited about that. Like, yes, I really want to fly first class. This is an experience I want to have. There was also the tension between, I know I need to put this on a credit card. Yes, I have a business that I know I can grow to pay for it, but in my mentality, it was still very much that middle class paradigm of or, right? The paradigm of I could spend this money in first class, or I can make a car payment, right? Or I could, have a little extra for this. It wasn't I can fly first class and, right? And there was also a part of me that was like, okay, if I'm going to coach this guy, I'm going to do every single thing that he tells me to do. So when it doesn't work, I can totally blame him because I did everything that he said and it didn't work, right? So I was like, if I'm going to be in this, I'm in this 100%. And I started flying first class. Hey, hope you're enjoying this video on why you should fly first class. If you're an avid watcher but have been lurking behind your screen, we'd love for you to take your learning a step further and join us for the Art of Success Watch Party. It's like our podcast on steroids because it's going to be 2.5 hours each day over the course of 3 days. And it's our absolute best teachings from our most recent Art of Success Summit. The best part, it's only $97 and we're donating 100% of that $97 to St. Jude's Children's Research. If you'd like to join us, click the link in the description. You have no reason not to join. We hope to see you there. Now, back to the video. And we really recommend that all of our clients fly first class.
Yes, we do.
Why do you recommend that? Why do you think Bob asked you to do that as well?
So the way the conversation went down between me and Proctor was basically like this. He said to me, "What do you want?" And I said, "I want to be a millionaire." Now, that was not 100% accurate. I wanted other things beside that, but I really did want to hit. I wanted to hit that. I really wanted to get past the limitation of not having enough money in my life so that I could live a life that I really wanted. And he said, okay. He said, then if I'm going to coach you on being a millionaire, you have to do everything that I tell you to do. I don't want any arguments. You just need to do them. Okay. And I'm like, great. Yeah, I'll do anything. Like I was in, I'm in with both feet, right? And the first thing that he tells me to do, he says, so I want you to come to every seminar that I'm doing in North America, and you're going to pay your own way to go, and you're going to fly first class to get there, and you're going to ride in the back of the car to go from the airport to the hotel and back. And I'm like, my head's spinning. I feel like I'm going to I can't believe what I'm hearing. I'm thinking to myself in my mind, don't you think you should teach me how to make some money first? And he said to me, any questions? And I said, don't you think I should learn how to make money before I start spending all that money? And he said, you will never become a millionaire until you start treating yourself like one first. He knew that I came from a background where it was so foreign. I had no idea in my mind how to become a millionaire nor treat myself like one. And he needed to break the paradigm. And that's why he taught me the way that he did. And I've been teaching people ever since then, because it helps shatter that paradigm. It also does something psychologically. It's like a little psychological trick. Mm-hmm. Most individuals are raised with the idea of what they need in their mind. So they actually have a financial set point that's based on need. They're raised with the idea of what do you need, what don't you need, don't spend more than you need, don't take more than you need. Like everything's about need. It has nothing to do with what it costs. It just has to do with like, if you don't need it, don't spend money on it. So what's underneath that need, though, is also the idea of responsibility. Most people are also raised with the idea of being responsible. So if whatever my need line is, I'll be responsible to pay it.
Right.
If you raise that need line, you will change both things at the same time. In other words, the responsibility will cause you to do whatever is necessary to pay that off. If you're consciously thinking about it, like I'm teaching you how to do this, not if you just hear this someplace and you don't have the ability, like you haven't put yourself in an ability to earn more money. But if you're a business owner and you have the ability to control your own income, you can literally shatter through this by breaking that need line, by raising your need and letting that internal thing drive you past the income point that you're comfortable with.
I think another amazing thing really happens when you decide that you're gonna treat yourself this way. Opportunities come to you. I don't know how many stories we have of our clients who we've said, you got to sit in first class, and they sit in first class and they sit next to a TV producer that gets them on KTLA, right, on a California, or they sit next to a CEO or an executive that then becomes their client, or they sit next to someone who provides an introduction to someone that helps them grow their business, right?
The first time I went in first class, I met Proctor. That changed my whole life by sitting in first class. Right now, I'm not taking ownership of the fact that I got bumped there. I still, to this day, have no idea how the hell that happened. But I was the only one. But it put me right behind him. I had the opportunity to introduce myself and have a conversation with him all the way to Tacoma, Washington. It was unbelievable.
Well, you made it happen.
Yes, I did. I just didn't realize that at the time. Yes.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. The people that you meet up there, they're different. They have a different value system. They're doing different things in life. They're having different experiences, and you'll never have that experience if you're not mingling with them.
Right.